Page 154, Prelude in A major, a very famous melody by Chopin. We get to make up the accompaniment. They're giving us the chords, and we're going to fill in the blanks, I reckon. So, look at the melody. Let's make sure we know what that is. This is 3 sharps. This is in the key of A major. Okay. And that tells us that the F sharp, the C sharp, and the G sharp are there automatically. And then we have some sharp signs in there, so we have some accidentals to deal with. But I'm just going to learn the melody first, because when I start thinking about the chords, the melody needs to be pretty much automatic. So it's 3, 1, 2. See those 3 B's there? We're using different fingers on them. That's very common in piano. We're getting ready for what's coming, so we're changing hand positions. You could have gone straight from a 3 to a 1, but it's good practice to go 3, 2, 1. And then go on. And then they say a 2, 1. You don't have to do that. Just stay there. 2, 3. You reach up. You need 5th finger on that anyway. And then they want 3rd finger. Here. That's okay. You could do that. If you have little hands, you can actually do a 2, 1. This is measure 5 or measure 4. You can do a 2, 1. If you have a little hand, little skinny fingers. Otherwise, reach down. If you can't reach that, I mean, you get away with it because it's a new phrase, but I like to connect them. If you can't do that, then you got to do that. 2. And then 5. They keep having you do this 2, 1 thing. You don't need to. Just do a 2, 3. Now in measure 11, you do need a 2, 1 because you got to come up. And you don't need to use 4th finger. Use 5th finger on all of them if you want. And then 2. See, this business of constantly using different fingers is fine. This is not a real fast piece. If it were, then yes, we really need to use different fingers on these repeated notes. But on a slower piece, I'm only using different fingers if I need to help position my hand right. And so this last line is a measure 12 to 13. I just stay there. As long as I can reach it, and here is fine. I don't need to constantly go 2, 1. The only time I had to do a 2, 1 is somewhere is in measure 11, because I had to go so high up. Because that's a stretch. I mean, you can do it, but otherwise, yeah. Different fingering styles. Okay, so much for the melody. Let's see what's happening in the harmony. The first thing I want to do is make sure I know what the chords are. So I'm just going to play block chords. Starts out with an E7 chord. Remember, that is an E chord with a 7th added, and it is always a minor 7th unless the things, when you just talk about a regular 7th chord, it's a minor 7th. And then an A chord someplace. I don't know where to play it. Back to the E7, back to the A, back to the E7. Is this fun or what? A. This is an F sharp 7. Well, the F sharp chord is here, and the 7 is here. Remember, the minor 7th is a whole step down from here. And then a B minor chord, or somewhere, probably here. E7, A. So we know what the chords are. Now I want to hear the harmony with the melody. I'm just going to play block chords. A, E7. So that sounds terrible. Well, that's because this isn't really part of it. It's this. It resolves. So we have tension, resolution. Then an A chord. And then an E7. So I got the chords. Now we do something with them. We don't know block chords. They give a suggestion. So it's here. See, it doesn't sound so bad when you only play one note in the chord with it, because it works. It's a different chord actually. So it's here. Just a block chord there. B minor. As far as the rhythm goes, it's really up to you. Experiment with different things. Like in measure 12, you just don't want to play a block chord, then go ahead and do it otherwise. See, it's just that this is the climax of the piece, and this normally would be linger on that note here. Linger on that note. So we'll just play a block chord in the left hand and let it linger. Let's see, there's other patterns. About on 3/4 time, we have this, the broken chord. Try. Something different pattern. You experiment with it.